Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Tip AI. And today we have got someone great here for you, Rob. Rob Lee, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today. Listen, I know that you've been getting a lot of great results with AI. Can you tell me a little bit about your business and what you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, so I let's kind of rewind this back to 2022 because I think the story of why is far more important than the story of what, right? There's a lot of us that are using AI in very unique ways or very consistent ways, but
I like
in
that.
August of 2022, I had a multi-million-dollar direct mail business in addition to consulting operations for a variety of different industries, mainly political and kind of local businesses that we would help with their efforts. In August of 2022, my wife and I were expecting our third child, a boy. We have two beautiful girls, and she's about 6, 7 months pregnant. And one day he was just gone. And that is when the wheels started coming off the multi-million-dollar business. So naturally, the grieving process is very difficult no matter what stage of life you lose somebody. And it was the first direct experience I had with that, right? Something that touched me so personally.
Right.
So I obviously exited the business a little bit, let my staff run things. I thought I had things kind of buttoned up to allow me to do that. Turns out it wasn't as tight as I thought it was. And I ended up having a staff member that spent a lot of money with very little oversight. And by the time I finally started to get back into the business, right after the Thanksgiving holiday, I had to kind of rearrange things there. And so I'm now dealing with the fact that I'm still not fully grieving what we lost. I'm now having to sit there and split my time grieving with a business that I need to get back on track, that have been burning through cash, and get through the new year, get that staff member replaced, get the replacement trained up. That obviously took quite a bit of money to do so. But I finally felt like, okay, I can take my time. And then just one day I get a phone call. My dad had a ventricle fibrillation, what was likely a VFib episode, in a eye doctor's chair, and he was gone. I had to fly out to Salt Lake, and he was on life support, but I had to say goodbye with the rest of my family there, right? My siblings and my stepmother, and that's when the wheels really started to come off. And by that point, I just kind of bottled everything inside as best as I could and went into active destruction mode with that multi-million-dollar business, and borrowed money that I didn't need to borrow, but I literally just was making decisions that, in hindsight, were in my best interest, but weren't really the right decisions for my best interest, right? So by June, I had actively destroyed that business. I had to go through bankruptcy processes, had a lot of personal guarantees on that. And then that was right about the time that AI was really starting to gain traction, right? I mean, it was late 2022 when OpenAI released ChatGPT. And by that point, 6 months on, people were starting to talk about it. And so I'm sitting here at home in June and July of 2023, starting to play around with this stuff. And I was part of the digital marketer community at the time, and Mark DeGrasse, who was president then, was a real big proponent of using AI to help with the marketing framework. So that was the context of how I started to play with everything. And then as I got started with the formal bankruptcy process, I had to get rid of enough liquid capital. And so I literally bought Jeff's program to put me under the threshold to file for bankruptcy.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it as quickly as I did. But I literally was looking for the best place to spend the cash that I had, and it was Jeff's program. And then everything at that point just started to kind of click. And I started to reinvest my time and energy in the theory of constraints and Eli Goldratt and Lean Six Sigma, and started to really connect all of these things that I had been doing for 20 years, 25 years, to how AI could help me out with it. And then that's where I am now, right? I mean, it's just like building an entire system that takes best practices that are 50, 60 years old in some cases, using AI to as a technology that supports that exploitation of the constraints that I have in my business and those for my clients. And now we're just killing it. Like, I mean, I'm working
Wow.
a lot less. I'm home with my family. I'm making good money, and I'm onto a road to, financial, but more importantly, emotional recovery over the last year, especially. Guys like Jeff and Mark and you and all of these community of people that are out there just literally celebrating every moment of success has been how we've used AI to just create more of those moments.
That's an incredible story, man. Like, I'm blown away.
Oh, thank you. It's easy to talk about now. I mean, obviously, everybody goes through stages of grieving, but it's very easy to talk about because I found that everybody is at a stage in life, or has been at a stage in life, where the AI is just a tool. I mean, one thing Eli Goldratt says in one of his lectures about the theory of constraints is that technology is only valuable if and only if it can resolve a constraint, the constraint that is holding you back from making more sales. And so it's becoming clear that for small businesses, people like you and me that are part of very small teams but have very big ambitions, the constraint is time. So that's why AI has been fantastic, because it's been able to resolve my constraint of having enough time to grieve and love and enjoy the life I have with my wife and girls, and enjoy the life I have with friends and colleagues, and just come up with really cool shit all the time that I just never had before. I never had the idea to be what I'm excited to be, which is just a guy sitting around thinking about shit and figuring out how to make it work.
Yeah, right. It's almost like it's unlocked that door so that all of the things that before you would have needed a team of this many people, like to just go through
Mhm.
the man hours required to deliver something, can now be done
Correct.
by you and a smaller team, I guess, than what you would have dealt with before.
Yeah, there are four of us in the company. Nobody works more than 10 to 15 hours a week. But it isn't simply the time. It is the time to maintain consistency and quality. I mean, that's the thing about companies all over the world that use JIT and Lean Six Sigma, is that it takes a tremendous amount of man hours, person hours, to maintain quality and consistency. So if you look at what Toyota has done with their production management system, part of it involves stopping when something is broken and getting people to just sit around and figure out the problem so that they can make the improvement. So that when you think about the number of people that it takes to maintain consistency and reduce variability in what it is that they produce, that's the value that we're trying to create, is that it takes less people to maintain consistency and predictability. And the great thing about AI, with it not really being intelligence, but it being a very expansive system of logically predicting what the next thing is supposed to be, is taking everything that Jeff has taught me and these other people that I learn from on a regular basis, is that you can build quality consistency so that I can create processes inside of AI that my staff can use without me having to handhold or even train on how to master that process, because I just have to train them to master the thought processes of using AI. And so we're able to do a tremendous amount of high quality work. And by quality, I mean consistency with our brand values, our vision, our voice, all of that kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, no, I totally get that. And I think that is the unreal power that most people don't get to because they don't have the frameworks behind of this. And for
Mm-hmm.
people listening to this and they think, this is like some kind of, magic, like, can you give a bit of an example of one of the things for you or for your clients that you've been able to create a process for with AI without obviously giving the game away?
Yeah. So I mean, one of my primary industries is real estate, right? So I'm a licensed agent in the state of Georgia. We work with a lot of agencies and real estate schools and agents, and even associations from around the country, and listing descriptions. It is literally one of the most boring parts of real estate, because everybody, when they post on Facebook, oh, I have this beautiful 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom home on 3 acres and woods that just fulfill your dreams. It's just like, come on, man, that sucks. Or if they go on to ChatGPT and say, write me a listing description for this property, it gives you this like just garbage description that doesn't
Right.
speak to anybody. So what we've been able to do is connect an understanding of the emotional appeal of marketing, connected to the experience of the person selling that home, to the experience of the person buying that home, and just build a process around collecting the necessary information to create something that speaks to an experience and a lifestyle rather than the features of a home. And so even my own broker, she went through a couple of CE classes that we teach on this stuff. And even my own broker was like, I took what you said in class, used AI to create it, changed some words around to perfect it. And she mentioned that she got multiple offers on the home within just a day or two, people that wanted to see the home, even when it went under contract, because she emotionally connected the listing to the experience that somebody would have just sitting in the backyard. She's like, I never would have thought to do that, or I had forgotten to do stuff like that over the course of 20 years. And everything you taught us, everything you gave us with AI helped to remind me how important that is and how it is that I can do it a lot quicker. That's just one small example.
Yeah, right. So it's connecting with the emotion that people will feel when they're sat in that house. It's the same way
Correct.
that when if you're selling a house, they always say you should keep it really neutral, right? So people can imagine, they can think like what they're going to be like when they're in there. And these kind of things, they must be unlocking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. These things that you're doing must be unlocking hundreds of thousands of dollars for people. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
absolutely. At 100%. So we've created a product that is called the 90-minute marketing department, which takes frameworks from marketing, branding, sales, systems building, all of these things that I've talked about before, and put it into a series of AI employees, documented processes that we give our clients. And it allows us to generate revenue not only for us, but more importantly for our clients, because we've created something. Look, it's not proprietary in the sense that these things are not done by other people. I mean, this is learning that I've taken from every place. I don't even care for it to be quote unquote proprietary. So what I've been able to do is take that learning and understanding, package it into a way to document your business processes, teach you a way to turn that into an AI employee, give you 35 employees, and allow you to go out there and sell that to your agents or your students. So we have the ability to give our clients the ability to go out and do the same thing for their people that they're selling to. So real estate schools can sell something for an extra $500 to their pre-licensed students, people that are just getting their license, who need this support and don't get it anywhere else. They can utilize this system, and this real estate school can generate revenue from it. Or brokerages that want to train their agents, but literally don't have the time or energy or systems to be able to train their agents on how to build a business from the ground up. Or realtor associations who are trying desperately right now to survive in a new world post NAR settlement, that are trying to find value they can offer to their members. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. And it allows us to resolve our constraint, which is time. It allows our clients to resolve their constraints, which are cash flow. And when you're able to provide value like that, it doesn't really matter what you give, as long as it works and as long as it helps them overcome their core constraint, which in a lot of cases is cash flow. I mean, it's a win-win. And that's the thing about it. When you look at the TOC and the theory of constraints and all of this management that we put into the system, Eli Goldratt said there is no such thing as a solution that isn't a win-win.
Right.
So it's not a solution if we don't win and our clients don't win. And because we follow that philosophy, we're able to make sales that I don't think we would have been able to make a couple of years ago. One afternoon, I had two sales calls and sold $24,000 in services that don't really require more than 10 hours of work on my time that are unique to that particular client. And it works for them and it works for us, and everybody walks away happy and they're doing a better job than they would have done otherwise.
Yeah, so you're not only making the money, you're also making a difference to their lives and what they're delivering, which is just what it's all about. And I guess now
Mhm.
well on the way to a multi-million-dollar business again.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not even interested in a multi-million-dollar business. I want to make enough money that I can comfortably live a little bougie when I travel places. But it's more important that I'm home with my wife and girls. I mean, honestly, that really is the biggest difference. I don't need multiple millions of dollars. I can I'm systemizing everything that I'm doing. I can sell this in 5 years for $2 to $3 million, have enough to retire on at that point and never work again. That's really the only goal here. I just want to be home because at
Yeah.
some point I'm going to be gone. At some point that I don't know, my wife could just be gone, and I don't want to miss those moments in case a phone call comes in that says something happened to me or anybody else that I care about. I want them to be able to say we took advantage of every moment God gave us on this planet. That's the only goal for me.
Man, that's like there's someone with two kids and a wife and a young family as well. Like it's super inspiring, and it's one of those things like my hairs are all standing on end after you said that. And like, man,
Mhm.
what a story and what a journey. And yeah, anyone listening to this should take heed of that because, as you said, you just never know what's going to happen. And business is one thing, but nothing replaces family and life and love, and that's the key. So Rob, I mean, yeah, thank you for sharing all of that with us. Super appreciate it. I've never been so taken aback by a 15-minute conversation. And if anyone's listening and from the business angle, they want to get in touch with you, they want to find out about what you do and how you can help clients, where's the best place for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, if you go to lesix.agency/discovery, that's lesix.agency/discovery. Set up a 20-30 minute call, and I guarantee you we'll go through one of our AI employees and solve the biggest constraint in your business in 15 or 20 minutes. Just by answering a couple of questions, having a natural conversation like this, we can come up with a plan together. And whether or not you use us to help you execute that plan is really irrelevant because I love doing this shit. You'll get clarity on what it is that you're doing. And honestly, the world's going to be a better place when we get to spend time together just being happy, right? So if you go to our discovery page again, lesix.agency, lesix.agency /discovery, you can set up that time, come talk to me, and we can make the world a better place. And then from there, you can see all of our social media channels. It's all the Lesix Agency on the various social platforms and whatnot.
Perfect, and I'll put all of those links down below so the guys can get it in the description as well. But one last time, Rob, thank you very much for sharing that and for coming on. I really appreciate it, and we'll have to check in again at some point in the future just to see how it's all develops because things are moving.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I anytime you want me to pontificate about solving the world's problems, I'll be happy to. But I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate the work you all are doing over there because I think, and it starts with Jeff. I think the right values, the people values, right, are what set you guys apart from a lot of these other AI driven entrepreneur types that are just trying to flash how smart they are at AI. I really, I firmly believe that Jeff has been part of that healing process for me. So, and now you're part of it too.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, until the next one, this has been Rob Lee. We're going to be uploading this real soon. And